moment, bottom of the deck, we have surrender stubbornness and surrender to your full power. Notice that doesn't say surrender to a half of your power. It doesn't say surrender to 1/4 cup of your power. It says surrender to your full power. And I really feel like those two cards kind of go hand in hand because surrendering to your full power is in a lot of ways, in essence, surrendering to your soul's path. It's been perfectly designed for you. Keyword being for you. And your cousin too, rolling down the strip on gold, coming up slamming Cadillac doors. Me and you, your mama and your cousin too. Hey, Boogie Butt, welcome back to another creative divination where I divine for the creative in you. I am Becca, and we are here, child, to do the August collective all sign. Okay, look at me getting things out on time. Okay, look at me being productive and proactive. Okay, as I'm filming this, it is July the 23rd, so we're ahead of schedule. I'm proud of myself. Anyway, we are going to get into this collective message. Please, again, as always, remember that these are collective. Okay, so if it does not resonate with you, that's okay. If you would like a divination that is more catered to you, make sure you go to the description box downstairs and book you a reading. Okay, so the overlying energy that we have for August for the collective is home. And I love this card because it can talk about, it's like home can be so many different things. You feel me? Home could be your actual house. Home could be the home that you cultivate within yourself. It could literally be anything. So we are going to read about home, and then I'm interested to see how this is going to play out for August. Okay. Home says you are being guided to come back home to who you truly are. Drawing this card can signal a change in your physical home or a sense of where you belong. Pulling this card also symbolizes that wherever or whenever your wherever or whatever your current situation, you can trust that this moment is in alignment with your higher self. You have not lost your way. You are in fact right on time and on track. Meditate on this symbol to access your higher power when having to make important decisions. You can always orient yourself north to the morning star and be assured that you will make the right decision that is in alignment with your highest good. Okay, and this symbol is called the morning star, and it says the morning star is the brightest star on the dawn's horizon. It is considered an important spirit and honored as a kachina by most Pueblo Indians. The Plains and Great Basin indigenous people honor it as a sign of courage and purity of spirit. The ghost dance religion revered it as a symbol of the coming renewal of tradition. I love that. So, like I said, okay, um, this could be talking about you physically moving. So for some of y'all might be physically moving in August or in the coming months, or this could just be you coming back to yourself as a creative. And one thing that I've been telling people, because people would be like, Meg, you can, remember who you are and come back to yourself and all these things. I'm like, baby, no. I'm figuring this out for the first time, right? And that could be the case for some of you as well. You may be figuring out what home is to you in this season of your life, right? So, I'm interested to get some tarot and see what Spirit has to say about this card. Lord, four. Okay, so I'm gonna take them all too. Shocker, right? I know, it's okay. Okay, I was like, is this whole deck upside down? Don't piss me off. You know what? I'm gonna get that tatted, like, probably like right here. Don't piss me off, man. All right, we have three. We have the Three of Wands. Okay, don't try to stop me either. It's going right there. We have the Three of Wands. We have the Ten of Swords. We have the Ace of Wands. And we have the High Priestess in the reverse. Now, if you have been a long time curated souther, okay, you know that I am not typically fond of reversals or inverted cards. But in this context, I feel like it's important that we acknowledge that because looking at the rest of this, again, we have the Three of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the Ace of Wands here with the High Priestess in the reverse. So it's giving like, as a creative, right? It's very clear, especially with the Ten of Wands here. I'm sorry, the Ten of Swords here, that there has been some type of ending, right? And this could have been an ending of a way of thinking, especially because it's swords. But also, it made me think immediately about communication, right? Number one, Mercury just went retrograde. Okay. But we're also in Saturn retrograde, and a whole bunch of other things is going on, right? And one of the things that I have been toying with, I guess you can say, is communication. How I communicate, how I show up, how I articulate what I want to come across creatively, right? And I've said this before. I think I said it in the last couple of creative divinations that I've done. That the beautiful thing about creativity and art is that it's subjective, right? And I feel like we as creatives even have to remember that for ourselves, you know? And with this Three of Wands being here, it's kind of like, okay, I want to switch something up. I don't want to, if it's just about communication for you, I don't want to communicate in this way anymore. I don't want to articulate myself in this way anymore. So, what should I do, right? Especially with the Ace of Wands being here, giving you the literal like thumbs up. You feel me? I find it very interesting that bottom of the Oracle deck we have truth. So, truth being here with the High Priestess reverse, I personally just feel like the answer is like, tell yourself the truth. Not only tell yourself the truth, but also, and I feel like a broken record saying this, but also authenticity. Authenticity is like, I'm telling y'all, authenticity is going to be the name of the game. Like, I tell people so much that, like, even though it's really, or people feel like it's really hard to stand out and to differentiate yourself from other people, even with that, I feel like people still can tell when you're not being yourself. People can still tell when it's coming, when it's not coming from a genuine place, when it's coming from a place of, and again, this doesn't always have to be malicious, right? But we tend to sometimes, as people, because it's our nature, because we want to fit in, we tend to kind of like morph ourselves into, or adapt ourselves rather, into situations, right? Because we want to be accepted, because we don't want to be looked at as the odd person out. But is that your truth though? I'm just curious. Is that your truth? Is that the way that you want to articulate yourself? Because remember, I said that I feel like there could be a um there could have been, or can be being, as we currently are speaking, this energy of the knowledge of, I don't want to do this thing like this anymore, right? Spirit, what's the message? I'm gonna get two more tarot cards, and then I have a new deck that I want to work with. Okay, y'all must know when I say new deck, it means a deck that I've been had and did not open. Okay, like I am. I have a like a huge, like, this tote is massive, y'all. I have a massive tote of decks that I have to unpack still, and I've been going, kind of going through some of them as needed, like as I want to switch up decks and whatnot. And I think I counted, I have like 20 decks that I haven't used yet, that I've had for like a year. So that's gonna be fun. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Spirit, give me one more card. And also, what I'm gonna be doing a lot more, especially because I have so many decks, I'm going to start doing deck reviews on here. Um, because I know a lot of you ask me a lot, like, what's the best deck or what's my favorite decks, and I always tell people to start with Rider Waite, which that's what this is. This is just like the borderless version of it, but I tell people to start with Rider Waite just so you can learn the basics, right? And then after that, baby, do what you do with what you do. Whatever deck calls to you, I'm here for it. Okay. We have the Seven of Wands and we have Temperance in the reverse. Let me just say this, okay? Because, child, let's not forget that this Mercury retrograde is in Leo. And we know how Leos get down. No shade. No shade. But we know how Leos get down, right? Leos are very, come on, do you say expressive, fiery, and expressive, okay? So it's just like, what I feel like is this Seven of Wands and this Temperance in the reverse is just like, yes, find your voice. Yes, figure out what ways that you want to articulate yourself and you want your I was gonna say, girl, what is happening? Your creativity and your message to come across, but don't be out here being reckless with the mouthpiece. Okay, don't do that. Speak your truth by all means in August, but don't do that. Okay, because the only thing that just like, well, the one thing that just popped in my mind is that where you want to make your bed? Is that where you want to make your home? Is that how you want people to receive you? I mean, not like, it's hard for me, especially in this season, to say things like, is that how you want people to receive you? Because I'm in a phase in life where I really don't care how people receive me because I've spent so much time worrying about how people receive me. But even with the way that I'm navigating that, I'm not doing that in a reckless way. I'm still very cognizant of the things that I say and how I say them because I never want to cause harm unless you came for me first, and then all bets are off. But I never want to intentionally cause harm when I wasn't trying to, right? And I feel like sometimes while we're trying to find ourselves, while we're trying to find our voice, while we're trying to etch out what we or how we show up creatively, um, it can get frustrating, especially when you feel like people don't get you or you feel like people aren't understanding what you're trying to convey with your art, or your creativity. Like it gets like, this is what that makes me think when I see the Seven of Wands, because the Seven of Wands talks about the things that you have to do or the ways in which you have to endure after you get what it is that you want, right? So, like, the struggle that continues, the fact that you're going to have to continue to be on your P's and Q's. But I feel Temperance in reverse being here to say, like, but just don't be reckless with it. Don't be reckless, don't be harmful, but still speak your truth, okay? We are going to, first off, let me just say, I love a good Etsy deck. Okay, I love a good indie deck. I love the fact that so many decks could like tell so many different stories. That's why I love, one of the reasons why I love what I do. But there's just so many there's so many flavors, and it's so exciting. And then with this deck, it's so many, it's so little, and y'all know I have an affinity for little things. Okay, so we're going to see what this deck has to say. Spirit, what is the message? But yeah, absolutely speak your truth. I just feel like there's a way to go about that in August. And you don't want to, especially during a Mercury retrograde like this. Because, y'all, this whole got hands. This whole has hands. Okay. I want to take all of this? No, I don't. I will take that though. And I will take that. And then we'll pull some more. Okay. We have financial growth. It says financial growth, cash windfall, investment, assets, inheritance, good fortune. Money comes to me. Money comes to me easily. Money comes to me fast. I'm sorry. We have receiving a gift. And then we have honor what is ending, right? And so for some of you, I feel like, oh, that was very loud. For some of you, I feel like the key that is going to unlock this financial growth that a lot of us, especially as self employed creatives, are looking for, the key to unlock that is telling your truth. The key to, and I feel like the key to telling your truth and not doing it in a way that is reckless or harmful is for you, like the need for you to feel at home in yourself, with yourself. And as simple as that sounds, if you are in a phase where, because that's what this is giving me, to be completely honest, if you're in a phase where you are trying to discover what home feels like for you, because I feel like this could be a series. You know, I feel like because the last couple of divinations, we've been talking about how a lot of us have started over in some aspect, or a lot of us are turning into new people and discovering what that person is and what that person looks like and how that person feels and how that relates to and or stands in conjunction with our creativity. Like it just feels like every reading has been progressive steps, right? So if we're going to say that this is a step, let's say we're now at the time and at the point where now we feel the need to speak, we feel the need to articulate, we feel the need to come back, right? And doing it in a way where we are being true to ourselves, where we feel at home and we feel comfortable doing it in a way that's not reckless, but in a way that tells our story, in a way that tells our truth. We as a collective, we as a society, Lord, we are craving authenticity. We are craving real things. Like I said this before in a couple of divinations last month. We are craving real shit. You feel me? We don't all that curated, all that curated, um, aesthetic shit. Like people are over that. People like I want you to film in your messy room. I want to see what you look like without makeup on. I want to see some raw emotion. What do you look like when you're upset? What do you look like when you're mad? What do you look like when you're happy? What are the things that get on your nerves, right? These are all things that even 5 years ago people made them out to be cringy. Oh my god, I can't believe you would get online and cry. You turned the camera on, you made a decision and turned the camera on and cried. Like, now people are like, no, please tell me more. You feel me? Because people need to feel that sense of connectedness. I don't even know that's the word, but we made it up. People need to feel connected in some way, right? And so I feel like people will gravitate toward you more the more real that you are. That doesn't mean you have to be reckless and what's the word? God, it's on the tip of my tongue. A part of me wants to say jump scare, but that's not the word I'm looking for. Shock value, right? There's some people that do it for the shock value, right? They're just the most unhinged version of themselves. Like it makes me think about people like um, Peach McIntyre. If you don't, first off, if you don't know who she is, I wouldn't even say go look her up. Don't even don't stress yourself out like that. But y'all, if you are familiar with Peach McIntyre, Peach get on online with her hair looking crazy. Peach don't care. She's the epitome of I don't care. You feel me? And a lot of people react. Let me say this: there's a lot of people who are reactive towards her, in a way where it's like, oh my God, why? How could you do that? Why are you doing that? And then there's some people that are like, nah, I love her because she's real. I love her because she's not out here putting on, airs for people. So you're gonna have both of those reactions. But I just feel like in this time period that we're in, people want authenticity, and I feel like that is going to be receiving a gift and financial windfall. That's going to be what is going to draw people to you. It's going to make people want to support you, whether that be buying your art, buying your book, subscribing to your socials or what have you, and driving up that engagement. Being yourself is going to be the key, but before you do that, I just feel like you have to find out what home feels like for you, and you have to honor the parts of you that are ending. You're going to have to honor the processes that are no longer conducive to where it is that you want to go and to who it is that you want to be. Y'all know how I feel about that. Like, don't let who you were imprison you. You are not a tree. Amen? You can get up and move and do whatever you want to. You can be whoever you want to. This is giving Eight of Swords. Don't. Okay. Let's get a couple more. Spirit, what is the message? Mm, we have power struggle, ego versus heart. I'm not going, well, in the ego part, we have fear, lack, jealousy, me, past, future, war, power, materialism, judgment, the prize, lust, control, competition, and pride. In the heart space, we have authentic, eternal, enjoy the journey, God, abundance, love, harmony, tolerance, peace, healing, unity, going inward. What I feel or how I feel about this card is for some of y'all, it could literally be that. It could be a power struggle. Um, I also feel like the power struggle, especially for a lot of us who are, for instance, active on social media, and that's how we promote what it is that we do, or that's how we engage with the collective and what we do. If y'all are anything like me, and maybe some of y'all can resonate and relate to this, it is a constant power struggle in my mind where I have to remember that I'm human at the end of the y'all cat was wilding. I am human at the end of the day. You feel me? And we are as humans, like there's duality always within us, right? Up, down, right, left, in, out, as above, so below, light, dark, happy, sad, cold, hot. We're dual beings, right? And there's so many times where I have felt a type of way or wasn't in the best spirits, I wasn't in the best headspace, and I wanted to, like, for instance, get on my TikTok and vent to my supporters, or um, write a Substack article about how I'm feeling, and I would stop myself because I was like, don't nobody want to hear all that. Don't nobody want to hear you be sad bitch club all the time. But I be having to remind myself and remember that, or remember how I engage with people that I support. You feel me? And I like to see all facets of people. Of course, there's things you keep to yourself, but I don't feel like someone should have to, or someone should talk themselves out of saying how they feel or venting because it's online. Like, people, going back to what I was saying about how people want to see realness, that is a part of life. And so I feel like for a lot of us, there may be this power struggle where it's just like, nah, be quiet, like just keep things to yourself, or don't show that side of you, don't show that part of you. And there's another part that's like, baby, that is how you heal. That is a part of your journey, right? So with that being a part of your journey and that's a part of your healing, why, like, if you're going to show the good things and if you're going to show the happiness, why not show the other side of that? And I feel like for me, that's why I share what I do. And I've said this in previous videos, a lot of things that I share, people are like, girl, I don't know how you do it. It's too cringy for me. Like, I can't turn on the camera and tell, tell people I'm feeling sad today, or I can't turn on the camera and tell people I'm about to lose my home, or that's my journey. That's my journey, and I'm just not the type of person where I can get on here and fake the funk, right? Especially if I plan on being absent for any time period. It's always, this is why I'm about to dip out for a little bit, just so y'all know, FYI. Or even if it's not that, even if I just want to tell y'all how I'm feeling, because this is a part of my journey. And so many people, especially when it comes to spirituality, a lot of people only show the good parts. And so when other people come into these practices, that's all they think exists, not knowing that, baby, to be consciously spiritual, to be consciously healing, to be consciously on your journey means 9 times out of 10 your head is constantly knocked between the washer and dryer, constantly. But you wouldn't know that because people don't show you those things. People make it seem like spirituality is rainbows, lollipops, and licorice sticks, when it's 9 times out of 10, for a very long time, the complete opposite of that, right? I heard somebody say that people like people like organized religions like Christianity because it makes them, or it allows them to not take accountability, right? You can blame it on the devil, you can blame it on whatever, you can blame it on blah 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 blah. However, when you come over here to this side of the train track, right? Spirituality makes you face yourself. And I feel like one of the things, especially as spiritual creatives, as people who articulate ourselves and express ourselves through our art, baby, you don't be artistically constipated trying to again, don't be reckless with it, don't cause harm, but speak your truth. That's just like somebody wanting to paint something and being like, I don't know, I don't know how people gonna feel about me painting this. This is kind of abstract. This is kind of whatever. Like, I don't know how people. Who cares? The people who are going to like it and who are going to love it are going to like it and love it. Okay, let's get a surrender card. And then we're gonna get a remedy card, and we're going to dismiss the church. We're going to dismiss the congregation. We're going to clear the sanctuary. Amen. Amen. Spirit, what does the collective need to? Thank you. Surrender to your soul's path. Your life journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. Bottom of the deck, we have surrender stubbornness and surrender to your full power. Notice that doesn't say surrender to a half of your power. It doesn't say surrender to 1/4 cup of your power. It says surrender to your full power. And I really feel like those two cards kind of go hand in hand, because surrendering to your full power is, in a lot of ways, in essence, surrendering to your soul's path. It's been perfectly designed for you. Keyword being for you. You know? Spirit, what is the affirmation for August for the collective? Please be clear. Okay, yeah, that's what they want. Okay. It says, sow your seeds. When difficult times begin to show up in our life experience, we may begin to feel like our hard work has brought no reward. It is easy to confuse sowing seeds with depression or misalignment. You cannot expect growth from soil alone. Seeds must be planted. Take the time you need to get your hands dirty while planting the seeds of your deepest desires. Don't make the mistake of expecting sustenance from an imaginary stalk. Visualize the garden you seek and get to work. You deserve a full garden. It may take some time on your hands and knees to reap the benefits. I am dedicated to sowing seeds that reflect my deepest desires. I love this. I love this because it's like, what seeds are you planting in your home? What seeds are you planting? What things are you doing? You feel me? Like, in what ways are you tending the soil of who you are and planting new seeds that aren't reckless, that aren't always emotionally charged, right? Child, I love that. This has been your August 2025 collective. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for running these videos up. If you like this video, please give it a like. And if you would like to book with me, make sure that you go downstairs in the description and book a divvy. I will see you guys in the next couple of videos. I hope you guys have an amazing August. Be great. Get bread. Say all the way live. And with everything being intentional, have the August you conjure. Peace.